channel. So today is going to be an interesting type of vlog. It's a little different from the last one. The last one was like very high energy and just clothing hauls and all this stuff. But today I'm gonna be so for real. We about to talk about love and relationships because girl, there is a spider. I love spiders. I'm arachnophobic, but spiders are a good sign. So and don't mind me rubbing on my hair. My hair got wet, so I'm trying to I need to go flat iron it after this vlog because it's starting to frizz up. But anyway, I want to talk about love because I feel like there's so much that I have learned thus far about relationships. And I'm gonna be so for real, like the people that you keep in your life and the people that you date can literally make or break you. Like, I'm lucky because I honestly am grateful for the last 2 relationships I had. They were horrible, but I learned so much and they transformed me so much into who I am because and I thought about all of this before I said it. So it's kind of like, it's not pre-planned, but I know where I'm going with this. My parents did not have the capability to make me the person that I am right now. There's a lot of things that I don't think they know that I know, but I know from their upbringing, the way they were raised, it's a lot of pressure and stress, and they had some issues within their immediate families, and I know that that affected them in a way where it's like when you get this bright, rambunctious daughter and you just want to protect her and keep her safe, you're actually keeping her small. And it's like there's a lot of things that I did not get from them, even though I got everything I needed financially, love, and all of those things are really important, and I'm very grateful for everything they've done for me. But there's a lot of core things and street smarts and shit that for what I want to do and what I want to achieve, they did not give me. So had I not dealt with those 2 people, I would not have that armor. The skin would not be tough, baby. I would fall apart. And I remember who I was before both of those people, and I was very naive. I was very I didn't have this edge. I wasn't myself. I hadn't quite come out of my cocoon yet, if you will. You know what I'm saying? So I honestly feel so grateful that I've had these experiences. And I'm gonna try to keep it as short as possible, but basically I was married. I got married really young because I was pregnant. And I felt a lot of pressure from my family. And the person that I was with was very abusive, very toxic. We also had a baby together. And it was a horrible situation. I was hurt in every way imaginable. And I never experienced anything like that. I had altercations in the past with my dad, but nothing like that, no abuse. Let me not even say altercations, but we're very much similar. So being in a relationship like that really sort of formed me and made me reach deep within myself to start looking further into who I actually am. I had a food blog. A lot of people don't know this, but I started my food blog as a way to escape the reality of how it felt as a really young person every time I went home to my husband and he's having a mood or cursing at me or whatever. It was my escape because I always was into cooking and blogging. I was always an Epicurean, all that kind of stuff. And that was a big escape for me. That was a way for me to escape all of that. Also acting. I really got into acting when I became a mom. I was I'm ready to do something different, and I just started exploring all of the things that people say. This is supposed to break you down, this is supposed to end you, you're gonna be nothing, oh, woulda, coulda, shoulda, made me bigger, made me who I am right now. And I'm not even done yet. We still going, you know what I'm saying? And then fast forward to the next relationship, girl, I literally was with this man right after that ended. Because that ended and I got out for my own safety, blah, blah, blah. And then after that ended, this person was a friend or more of an acquaintance. And then it became more because I felt so safe with them. You know what I'm saying? And I felt oh, wow, bare minimum stuff. You don't curse at me, you don't yell at me. So this is great. And I'm realizing now that they served that purpose for that time. And there was like a cutoff point where I needed to end that, and I didn't. And that's the other thing I've learned about both of these two. Even though they both benefited me in making me who I am, I did not listen to my intuition when I knew it was time to cut them off. Like, a smart person would say, well, baby, you shouldn't have dealt with them at all, and you could have been living on easy breezy street. And I'm like, you're absolutely right. But I really feel like I would have been a different person. But who knows, maybe something else would have come along to make me into who I am, and maybe it would have been easier. That is very true. And that's why I'm making this video, because I really want to tell people, when you see certain red flags in a relationship, you need to identify, first of all, what your boundaries are, what your limitations are. But when you see certain red flags the first time, run. I don't care like how much you like that person, how cute they are, how much money they got, how good, you know. And if you can, be absent. Don't do anything physical with them until you get to know each other more. Now, if you do, then that's fine. It's 2023. They have people who have one night stands and then get married and be together for 30 years. Like, I'm not telling you what to do, but I'm just saying you need to know your boundaries. You need to know your limitations. You need to know what it is that you like. You know what I'm saying? And what works for you. If you've been through some kind of trauma, you need to give yourself time to heal first before you go looking for anything in anybody else. And I have been guilty of that. Of saying, oh, I'm trying to move on with my life. Let me go look for other people, which is cool. But you're always gonna, like, at some point, even if you find the right person, if you're not fully healed, you're gonna project onto them and become the very thing that hurt you. You become the abuser. That's how people who were abused become the abusers. Because I've always wondered that, and I'm like, because I experienced that myself. I had a few behaviors recently, in this most recent relationship that I was talking about, where I was like, oh my God, like, I'm doing this stuff like so-and-so. Like, I didn't mean to do that. I just was trying to protect myself. But a lot of those traumas can develop into like mood disorders. And when you're predisposed to that, and I am predisposed to depression, anxiety, hypochondria, all sorts of things, you know what I'm saying? And they're all legitimate illnesses, so I will never feel ashamed to get on here and talk about mental health. I do not care. Like, there's no, it's not taboo for me. So yes, with your relationships, and I'm gonna do more of these. This is just part one. I did the healing series, now I'm doing the Love Guru series. And I just really think it's good for you to have a list of non-negotiables, things that work for you, things that don't work for you, and just like figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Like, figure it out before you start dating, or make the decision not to date, because there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with being single. There's nothing wrong with being abstinent or celibate. All of those things are great, but it is not worth your health, your money, your time. You will find yourself in situations where you are suffering, and it is all tied to that person and that relationship. Like, you ain't even have to do all that. And that's what I'm realizing. Like, you ain't even gotta do all that. Like, it can just be you. You know what I'm saying? I think sometimes it feels safe, especially when we go back to relationships, to be like, this feels safe, this feels comfortable, especially if you're coming from a place of trauma and like PTSD, like in my case. But like, take the uncomfy route sometimes if you're in a weird space where it's like, ooh, I can move in with this person and this will be easy. And child, you need to get to know them first. And I'm telling you right now, if you have been through any sort of emotional, physical abuse, whatever, you need to sort people out even more, and sort your damn self out. Go get some therapy, get on medication if you need to, like, do whatever it is you need to do. But I just want to, I'm sending this message to myself and to y'all, like, vet out these people before you date them. Same thing with friendships, but really these intimate relationships, please vet people out. Vet them out. So yeah, that is part one of this video. I just want to also take some time to say, like, this is no shade to anybody that I referenced in this video whatsoever. It's just one of those things where I'm like, girl, I gotta speak on it, because I thought about it and I was like, things would be so, I was stressing and I was like, wait, if 1 + 1 = 2 and A + B = C, then the square root, like, it just started connecting for me. And I'm like, my cycle has been these relationships that are just not great. And the thing is, with all of them, in the beginning, I already know. Like, I get a moment before it gets super serious where something is like, you could walk away right now and you done gained enough intel and enough street points or whatever it is from that person to where you could be good. You could get out right now. And I'm like, I'm gonna keep going because my serotonin and my endorphins, we like this. We gonna keep going. So yeah, I want to keep going, but I don't really know what else to talk about. I just want y'all to chime in. I think when I post this on my IG, I'm gonna like do a poll, and then we can see what direction we want to go in for episode 2 of this particular series, The Love Guru. But yeah, vet your people out before you date them and before you kiss them and before you lick them and all that, because ain't nobody got time for that. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope y'all have a really beautiful day. Be great, do right. And listen to your intuition. And don't let nobody tell you nothing. Don't let people stop you and tell you, oh no, you need to do, they're good. He's a good man, Savannah. Like, no. Like, come on now. So y'all have an awesome day and I love y'all so much.